The JAL Scholarship Program, which was launched in 1975, invites college students from various corners of the world to Japan each year to cultivate relationships through workshops and cultural exchanges, as well as to assist in the development of leaders for the future. A total of 49 sessions have been held since its launch, and as many as 1,615 college students have participated from overseas. The theme of the 2018 JAL Scholarship Program was, "Let's think what we can do towards the next generation for achieving sustainable development goals." "25 scholars and a total of 29 Japanese students in 3 locations participated in the program.
10年、20年、30年、もしかしたら40年、50年、ずっとこの仲間は世界中でつながっていくと思います。
First, the scholars visited Munakata City and started with a program familiarization orientation and self-introduction so they could learn about each other.
これから
The Munakata City program was launched by visiting the famous Munakata Shrine, where scholars wished for a safe and fruitful 3-week program. At Uminomichi, Munakata-kan scholars learned the history of Munakata and the newly commended UNESCO World Heritage Sacred Island of Okinoshima and associated sites in the Munakata region. As a keynote speech, the unique location of Munakata and its cultural preservation, as well as the continuous activities toward the protection of the environment, were presented. Guided by the Nagasaki Kaientai students, scholars went through an international coastal cleanup and marine debris research activities at Satsuki no Matsubara. Scholars attended a panel discussion by fishermen and fishing ama divers, witnessed fish processing at Kane no Misaki Fish Center, and as a main event, scholars and Fukuoka Marine High School students created 6 bamboo fish reef take gyosho to help prevent sea desertification. Further, scholars interacted with local junior high school students by introducing their home countries. The Asia Forum in Ishikawa, with the cooperation of Ishikawa Prefecture, Kanazawa City, and Hakusan City, was held again this year as a joint program event. The Hakusan City program was initiated by visiting Shirayama Hime Shrine. Scholars challenged to create Japanese haiku poetry with guidance from the Hakusan Haiku Association.
夏の昼、みんなで拾った海のゴミという俳句です。
With the courtesy of Hakusan families, scholars enjoyed a gorgeous weekend in beautiful nature. The keynote speech presented was entitled United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and Kanazawa Institute of Technology. There was a courtesy visit to the co-mayor of Hakusan City and the chairman of the Hakusan International Association. Scholars visited the gorge of Hakusan Tidori River and learned more about Geopark. They touched the traditional Oguchino Dekumawashi dolls and visited the Shiramina area from the SDGs perspective. At the end of the day, they visited Hakusan Roku campus of the Kanazawa Institute of Technology, which is helping prevent the depopulation of the mountain area. Japanese traditional experiences such as yukata, Japanese green tea ceremony, and playing koto were greatly enjoyed by scholars. There was a presentation of activities of the Ishikawa-Kanazawa biological region and a sustainable Japanese garden maintenance. By experiencing the 2030 SDGs card game, scholars learn how their activities will affect the economical, environmental, and social activities. Also, 3 presentations were made by SDG specialists in Kanazawa. Scholars visited companies which are active in SDGs and learned recycling.
My name is Kimani.
Jointly with the Japanese students, scholars went out for fieldwork in Ishikawa Prefecture. A group discussion was carried out with what they achieved in Ishikawa. The output from the fieldwork and the group discussion was presented at the open symposium of the Asia Forum in Ishikawa. After the symposium, the scholarship students joined the International Exchange Festival. The students performed in front of everyone and cultivated friendships with the locals. There were homestays with traditional Japanese families in Ishikawa. The last week was carried out in Tokyo. Scholars visited the JAL Sky Museum, the JAL Haneda Aircraft Hangar, and JAL Operation Control Center, and they learned operational workings. The keynote speech was titled, "Think Back from the Future" by SDGs. Scholars were privileged to see the miracle 7 minutes of the cleaning of the Shinkansen Railway by Tessei Company. Kotonia Garden Shin Kawasaki was designed to help promote relationships between the elderly generation and the very young generation in the same town. At the closing seminar, scholars and Japanese students made a group discussion based on what they achieved through the fieldwork session and gathered those thoughts into a presentation which was shown at the open symposium. The final homestay was hosted by JAL's member families. They experienced the rather small houses of the Tokyo area and got to know each other, especially with the young children of the host families. To commemorate the 40th year of the Japan-China Peace and Friendship Treaty, and to strengthen the young generation's future relationship between China and Japan, the JAL Scholarship Program has newly started the China-Japan Interaction Program. Niigata Ikarashi Junior High School students visited Beijing Yutsai Junior High School and experienced an interactive schedule in Beijing, such as English classes, paper cutting, and Tai Chi. A joint orienteering excursion was held to foster friendship. On the last day, at the farewell party, students promised to see each other again, next time in Niigata.